For those of you that know the Myco Swivel Bather, you'll be aware that we used to produce a corner bather for corner baths. We had to discontinue the previous product a few years ago, so we've now developed a cradle that fits to the standard Myco Ultra Swivel Bather so that it can be used on corner baths, P-shaped baths or L-shaped baths. You'll appreciate from this video that this isn't a bathroom and this is a corner bath set up in our office. However, at least it will demonstrate how you can fit it and how you can safely install the product. To use the Myco Corner Cradle, you must first fit the base frame from the Myco Ultra Swivel Bather. It's important that the base frame is adjusted to its minimum width setting of 26 inches. The two ends of the Swivel Bather base frame then go into the captive brackets on the cradle. It can be a little bit jiggly, so you just need to get it into place. And then at this end, the securing brackets are held in place with bolts. If you slide those over and push them in, and the same again the other side, and then you line up the holes and bolt those in place, which I'll just do now. You can see that I've now secured the brackets with the bolts and the nuts supplied. The bolts and nuts that are stainless steel and the nuts are nylock nuts, so they won't loosen off by themselves. It is important though that you get a couple of threads of the bolt through the nylock nut to make sure it doesn't loosen. Once you've done that, the grey rubber covers simply push over all of that so that you've got a soft surface resting on the edge of the bath. The next stage to prepare the corner cradle is to take the extension bars and put them into the other end of the cradle. You can see that the holes are spaced 1 inch apart, and the extension bars have 2 holes in ½ inch apart, so that you can accommodate ½ inch increments when fitting it to the bath. The bolts that secure the extension bars we'll put in once we've got it on the bath and correctly positioned. Having prepared the base frame and with the extension tubes inside the frame, now's the time to put the cradle onto the bath. It's all made of aluminium, so it's not terribly heavy, but I know that with this bath I'm going to need to position it about here. So with that in place, I extend the extension tubes so that they're supported on the bath, and we suggest at least 40mm is supported by each end of the cradle. Having moved the extension tubes into place, they might need turning a little bit, but I can see that the holes inside the extension tubes inside the cradle. So I will need to take the bolts that are supplied and push them through the frame to secure them. And then fix them with the nuts supplied. You can see that I've now secured both of the extension tubes with the nuts and bolts, and as before I've had the thread of the bolt slightly past the nut just so I can make sure it's not going to move from that position. Although the cradle is fairly secure on the bath, the positioning screws need to be adjusted outwards so they just touch the inside wall of the bath. By doing this, you can ensure that the cradle isn't going to move around at all. You'll notice that the base frame of this Ultra Swivel Bather has 4 positioning screws. When it's fitted to the corner cradle and used on a corner bath, these 2 will not come into contact and they can just be moved out of the way or left as they are. The final stage of installing the Swivel Bather is to replace the seat. Before you replace it, it's worth considering which side you want the locking lever, because that can be changed with the securing bolt. For the time being, it's on the right hand side. The top frame simply goes over the swivel pin, slides down, and then as it rotates, the locking lever will lock into place. If you lift it again, it will unlock, it will swivel round and lock in the open position for transferring into the bath.